Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jorik Sikkes, and in this video, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my last week and my coming week. Because I'm on a journey, I'm on an entrepreneurial journey to accelerate the sustainable revolution. And by sharing it, I hope that you might learn something that you can use for your own business and your own life as well. All right, so last week, for me, it was the week of um, funnels. So basically, I'm working right now on building a perfect webinar funnel. So the perfect webinar funnel is a framework from Russell Brunson, where it's basically his funnel. So his steps online, how he built his business ClickFunnels from scratch to $100 million business without needing outside equity. So he never borrowed any money. He never had the need for shareholders and investors because of this strategy. So basically, the perfect webinar framework or funnel is a funnel that you use if you want to sell a product between $500 and $2,000. So a pretty high ticket or mid ticket value product that you can sell online, and preferably it's an information product because you can sell that over and over and over again. And of course, you got to make sure that it's a good product. All right, so this strategy is to make sure that it's important because you need to know that there are two ways to do the perfect webinar funnel. One is you can do it live, and the second one is you can automate it. But Russell Brunson mentions that it's important to do the live webinar at least around 50 times. Yes, that's right, 50 presentations before you actually go out and automate it. The reason for this is very simple, because if you do your presentation a few times, your webinar, perfect webinar, and you automate it right away after 3 times, you don't know all the questions people are going to ask and that you can incorporate into that webinar. As you have done 50, you can take your best one and automate that one. So in last week I focused on working on that funnel, and now I've built out the registration page and learned a lot of things about the perfect webinar. So I read through Expert Secrets, I read through .com Secrets, I looked through the funnel builder courses, and now I also know how to do the copywriting and how how the registration page should be, but also the thank you page, and I know where I need to go to complete it. So I think I need for next week, because I want to complete it, I want to do this challenge to do one per week for the entirety of next year, because if I get good at one to many selling on the internet, then yeah, the numbers that Russell showed that, okay, if you can get 1,000 people to register and 25% of those people show up actually on your webinar and 10% of those people you can sell, that means you get 25 sales per webinar at the webinar alone. So that means you can get 25K in one day when you give that presentation. Well, actually you do it for a whole week, but that's not a lot of work when you have set everything up. It's a work beforehand because you need to make the course, you need to make everything. When you finish that, you can do that every week, and you get 25K every week when you get good at it. 10% is the minimum. You can even get to 15% and maybe even higher online on a live webinar, which is fantastic. But that's not the only good thing, because he mentions like, okay, 50% of the sales from a webinar get done after you've given the webinar. That's the live webinar. So that means when you are done with the webinar, you can send people the replays and they can see it then. And mostly the most sales happen when right around you shut down the access to the replay. But here's the math. So if you can get 50% more, which is another 25K, you get 50K per webinar per week. That's 50K per week. Do a quick calculation to how much that is per month, and then do it times 12. That's right, that's 200K per month, a little bit more actually, because it's 4.3 weeks in a month, not 4. But that means that you can earn from this perfect webinar script, and if you have a good course, that means you can get 2.5 million in 1 year with just this funnel. And after that you can do funnel stacking and all cool stuff. That means you can basically create another funnel for another product, and maybe an more expensive one, or maybe a less expensive one, it doesn't matter, that you use, and that you then make sure that you sell that until you have generated a million of revenue with that funnel, and then you can stack it, add it to your perfect webinar funnel, so to speak. So for example, if you have a $1,000 course which you sell the perfect webinar for, then a perfect upsell could be like a coaching program, like a yearly coaching program, for example, which you sell for maybe 12K or 10K. To sell that, you have to have an application funnel, because people won't buy things over 2000K on the internet. You need to have an application funnel. But that's a perfect upsell for a course like this. Now, not only will your customer become worth so much more while doing that, so that means you can spend even more on getting people into your perfect webinar and then upselling them. But you will earn a lot more per client as well. And what is even better is that you can serve them on a higher level. Because it's not just about the money. It is a lot what the money represents, and what that money allows you to do with your business. To chase after your mission, right? Whatever that is for you. Okay, so for me, next week I will build out, because I now have the registration page. Next week I will focus on the business side at least, I will focus on building what's called a thank you page, and I will build indoctrination pages that will get people into the webinar once they have registered. Because it's not enough to let people just register and you hope that they show up. That's not going to work. You have to remind them to show up. That's what indoctrination pages are for, that's what they're called. And on a thank you page, and here's what it gets interesting as well, you can put what is called an SLO offer, self-liquidating offer, which means if you do this, for example, I have a course for $47 that I will put on there and try to sell it. But a registrant should be able to you should be able to buy a registrant for under $3. So 1,000 registrants you should be able to get for $3,000, right? But if you sell an SLO in your thank you page, you might be able to get a lot from that ad spend that you have to spend back from the SLO. So if you do it real well, then the SLO can make you break through, so that it makes you have free traffic and free emails. Alright, that's what I will do. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you, and see you later. Bye.